How many brothers is it that claim they live right? Forgiving brothers like the way of Christ. How many brothers is it that steady move wrong? Correct them brothers and reprove them. Like forgive and let go, read scripture some more. Forgive and let go, that's the way of Christ. Forgive and let go, read scripture some more. Forgive and let go, that's how you live right. Forgive and let go.
The Lord thy God said, if the so-called black man and black woman who are the Israelites according to the Bible did not listen to his Bible. That's the voice of God. The voice of God is this Bible. Come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
God said you must do all of his commandments. Come on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
I want y'all, all y'all people that's taking pictures and recording, I want y'all to understand something. God said if the so-called black and Hispanic man, who are the Israelites according to the Bible, if they did not keep all his commandments, they will be cursed as a people. Right. One of those commandments is not to break the Sabbath day. To keep the Sabbath day holy. That is one of the commandments given to the Israelites. How do you keep the Sabbath day holy? By not profaning it, by not doing something outside of the commandments on the Sabbath day. You heard me? Now, what are the curses of God? Give me verse 46. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
God said the curses will be upon the Israelites for a sign. What are those signs? What does a sign do? A sign identifies something or someone. By these signs, we'll be able to identify who the Israelites are today. Come on.
And for a wonder. And upon thy seed forever.
God said that his curses will be upon the so-called black man and black woman for a sign. Forever.
Right.
Forever. Give me verse 37. What are one of the curses that fit the black man today? He refers to himself as African American. He refers to himself as Negro, but no more. We're going to refer to ourselves as God's chosen people. Israelites, come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword, and a byword, and a byword.
God said that one of the curses, we refer to ourselves as a byword. When you call yourself African American, you're fulfilling prophecy. You're fulfilling that you are a byword. You know what? We're going to turn it up. Proverbs 1 and 22. Give me Proverbs 1 and 22. We're going to rebuke the so-called black and black women for being rebellious as a people. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones? How long, ye simple ones?
You know what God called the Israelites? He calls them simple. Read it again.
How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
God said, how long will you love partying on his Sabbath day? Talking about it's for the damn kids. That's simplicity according to the Bible. Read it again. How y'all doing, brother and sister? How y'all doing? We gonna finish rebuking the black man and black woman, but y'all important. We gonna get back to you after this. Watch this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
God said, how long will the so-called black man and black woman love simplicity? Breaking the Sabbath day is simple as hell. Come on.
And the scorners delight in their scorning.
And the scorner delight in their scorning. You want to scorn the damn Bible? God gonna scorn you on Judgment Day. We gave you a flyer as a sign of repentance, and y'all don't want to repent? So be it. Good luck on Judgment Day.
That's right. And fools hate knowledge.
And what?
And fools hate knowledge.
God said fools hate knowledge. Fools hate knowledge. All right, now, brothers and sisters. Brother, what's your name, brother? Brother, I'm talking to you in front of the signs. Sister, brothers and sisters, what is your name? Ray. What's your name, sister? Say it again. Talia. Ray, Talia. Nigel. Watch this. Have y'all ever heard that y'all God's chosen people out of the Bible?
Teach your people.
Was y'all over there a second ago? Y'all never would have heard that y'all God's chosen people, Ray, Talia, and Nigel. Y'all would have never heard it over there. You want to know why? Because they don't give a damn about our people.
That's right.
They love simplicity. I'm going to tell y'all straight. We are here to redeem the so-called black man and black woman from the curses of God. You understand? By giving y'all the understanding that y'all God's chosen people. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. Have y'all ever heard that? Have y'all ever heard that y'all are God's chosen people? Y'all about to hear it today. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass. It shall come to pass. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The voice of God is this Bible. If the so-called black man and black woman did not listen to the voice of God, come on.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Are curses good or bad things? If blessings are good things, what are curses? Horrible things. Right. We're going to read some horrible things that fell upon the Israelites. Verse 37, come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37.
Notice, I said the Israelites. I never even said who y'all are yet. Come on.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
God said the Israelites will become an astonishment. A certain people, a nation of people will be an astonishment upon the world. When everybody looks at them, they will be astonished at how they carry themselves. They'll be astonished how they refer to their women in their music. They will be astonished. Come on.
Right. And a proverb. And a byword.
A what?
And a byword.
This nation of people, the Israelites, will refer to themselves by a name not given to them by God.
Right.
You understand? Now, what is your nationality? What? That's a big question. Look at the faces. What is your nationality, Ray? African American. How about you, Talia? You would say black. What about you, Nigel? African. That's a horrible thing that came upon y'all. Y'all forgot y'all nationality. Read that part again.
And a byword.
Go ahead.
Among all the nations, whether the Lord shall lead.
God said, no matter where you go, this horrible thing will befall this certain nation of people.
Right.
They will not call them no more. Hey, brother, somebody hold up that sign. Somebody, one of y'all, hold up that sign, bro. Hey, look at this sign right here. Use whole post. Look at this. They would never refer to themselves as Judah, the Jews of God. The so-called West Indians will call themselves West Indians and not call themselves Benjamin. Look at the first tribe on that page right there. On that poster right there. You do not call yourselves Judah. A horrible thing has befallen you. You call yourselves African American. You call yourselves black.
Bring it
God does not call you that. Let's renew that horrible thing. You must refer to yourself what God called you.
Bring it on!
God called y'all Judah. Come on, give me another horrible thing. Pick whatever horrible thing. There's a lot of horrible things befalling a black man. Matter of fact, give me verse 68. Have y'all ever heard, do you know your history? Do you know about slave ships? Have y'all heard about, is slavery in the Bible? You believe so? How about you, Nigel? Huh? A little bit. Is it in there? Yes or no? Do you think so? You don't know. I like that. How about you, Ray? Is slavery in the Bible? For everyone listening, the question is slavery in the Bible? Let's get it. Verse 68. Come on.
Bring it on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Bring it on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The Most High God brought the so-called black men and black women into Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word for bondage or slavery. But y'all want to take my word for it? Let's get it out of the Bible. This is why the so-called black man went into slavery.
Teach your people.
Rebellious as hell. Come on.
That's right.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of what?
Out of the house of bondage.
What did God call Egypt?
The house of bondage.
Teach your people.
The house of bondage.
What did God call Egypt, Ray? What did God call Egypt, Talia? How about you, Nigel? Y'all see, I remember y'all names, but no more when y'all call yourselves that. God brought y'all out of the land of Egypt, out of bondage.
That's
What
right.
is another word of bondage? Slavery. Come here, sister. Come here. Say it on the mic.
Slavery.
He brought us out of slavery
That's
with
right.
a mighty hand. They called them the 10 plagues. He brought us out of slavery again. Come on. Go ahead, bro.
Deuteronomy 28.
Yep.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Into slavery. He will bring you into slavery. Let's read this horrible thing again. Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
With what?
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With
The
ships.
so-called black man and black woman go into slavery again with what?
With ships.
Somebody come hold this sign for me. God said he will bring you all into slavery again with ships. What nation of people went into slavery with ships? Y'all see this rich history coming out of this Bible, and our people want to party upon God's Sabbath day?
Right.
Y'all see what the hell's wrong with our people? This is why we went into slavery, for disobeying God's laws.
Teach your people.
And we will remain in slavery if we don't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Y'all understand this? Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Listen. I'm asking y'all. This is dialogue here. Didn't we go into slavery with ships? Look at the bottom of that sign. Look at the bottom of that sign. That's just pictures. But our forefathers experienced this damn thing. Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
God said you will never see your homeland again as a people. You will never see Jerusalem, which is our motherland.
That's right.
As a people. You will never see it. Y'all understand that? Have you seen our homeland as a people yet? That's because that's a horrible thing that befell our people.
Right.
You understand? This is a curse of God that you will never see your homeland again. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold.
Read it again.
And there ye shall be sold.
And there. Once you got off those slave ships, what will happen to the so-called black man and black woman? Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Bring it out!
Unto your enemies.
Bring it
God said,
out!
once you got off those slave ships, Ray, you will be sold into a certain nation of people who he calls your enemies. You understand that? Did that happen to our people? Look, hey, let me see that sign. Y'all can't even see it. Let me see it. This ain't the sign I want now. We got so many signs, we can go through this for days. Give me another one. Give me the one for black man and Negro woman and Negro man for sale. I want that one. I think it's under there. Yeah, give me that right there. Yep, right there. Look at this right here. Read it again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Peep this out. I want y'all to look at our history right here. Look at this. Men, women, and children. Highest price. What does that mean? Sold. Y'all understand that? This is out of the Bible. Come on. But read that again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Go ahead, you put that sign down.
For bond men and bond women.
For slave men and slave women. This is out of the Bible. It says men, women, and children. What were they? Slave men, slave women, and slave children.
Right.
This is out of the Bible of God. You understand? Do y'all understand so far? That's a horrible thing that befell our people.
Right.
Come on.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man will redeem us from our slavery.
Right.
Martin Luther King, he tried and failed. Malcolm X, he tried and failed. Right. Nelson Mandela, he tried for the South Africans. He tried and failed.
Can't bring Malcolm X to one man. Black man killed him.
Did I blame him? Thank you. So you're making a point, Ray.
Yeah, but he failed because he was king.
He tried and failed because God wasn't behind him. Let's understand something. We teaching that we went into slavery and wasn't redeemed because we didn't keep the commandments. We had all these rights, these magnificent speakers. Say, Ray? That's because we wicked as hell. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're not listening, Ray. You're thinking while I'm talking. Ray, listen. The reason they failed is because God was not behind them. If God was behind them, they would have never failed.
That's right.
You understand? And that's why we teach it now. We must return back to the commandments so more Malcolm X's won't happen. More Martin Luther Kings won't happen. And they wouldn't be calling themselves kings or X's. Malcolm X called himself X because he denied his last gifted name. Martin Luther King, he accepted his gifted name in integration with the so-called white man, which is forbidden by the Bible. You understand that, Ray? What we're trying to teach you is to forget that mindset and turn back to the mindset of God.
Right.
You understand? Now, is that it on 68?
Yes, sir.
Verse 48. Watch this. Watch another horrible thing that happened to the so-called black men and black women who calls themselves black men and black women. Who are you now? I want to ask, what's your nationality now? Do you understand so far what I'm going over? Ray, do you understand? What's your nationality? Say it louder. Yeah, y'all used to say, I'm black and I'm proud, but you can't say I'm Judah and I'm proud now. What's your nationality? What's yours?
Right.
What's yours? Let's read another horrible thing that befell the Judites. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said the so-called black men and black women who are now Judah, now that y'all have learned your nationality, you will do what?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
We didn't want to keep the commandments. God sent us enemies that we will have to serve. The same enemies we serve for those, what do you call those things? Gazebos or canopies? Canopies, right? The same stuff they have to serve to break God's Sabbath day. You see the food they cooking? You see the music they bumping? They had to do all that because they hate God.
That's right.
On God's Sabbath day. They had to serve their enemy for all of that stuff. We gonna read it though, come on.
In hunger.
If you want food, you have to get it from your enemy. You understand that, right? Now, who do you have to get your food from? Who owns that store, Ray? 130. Come here. All right, speak loud.
The white people or Arabs?
White people or the who?
Arabs?
Yeah, you got to talk louder for me. I don't know if they can hear. Can y'all hear him? Y'all can hear him on the mic now. God said y'all have to serve the so-called white man and the Arabs for food. I agree with you, Ray. This is a curse that fell upon both of us.
That's right.
All of us over here that's holding posts, it fell on all of us, bro.
Right.
And this is what proves that we are the children of God. No other nation has to do this.
Right.
You understand? Come on. The Arabs got their stores. The so-called white man has his stores, but the so-called black man does not own his stores. He has to go get it from everybody else. Come on.
That's right. And in thirst.
If you want water, who do you have to get your water from? Who?
White man.
Thank you. How about you, Nigel? You thought I forgot about you. Who? The so-called white man. How about you, Ray? You pay bills, right? You don't pay that bill, what's happening? They got the power to cut it off. Right. Come on.
And in nakedness.
How you doing, brother? I got you. Listen. In what?
And in nakedness.
If you want clothes on your back, you got to get it from who? The Jews of God, the Judah, will have to do what? Get clothes from another nation of people.
That's right.
Y'all understand this?
Get out.
I hope y'all understand this. God said that's a horrible thing, a curse that will be upon you in the latter days. The Israelites, the true Israelites, come on.
And in want of all things.
If you want anything, if you want gas in your car, you're going to have to get it from your enemies. Yes, I'm talking to you, so-called black man. You're going to have to get it from your damn enemies. And that's because you do not want to keep the commandments of God. You're going to have to get anything you want from your enemies. Come on.
Bring it out.
And he shall,
that same person, you said, look, come here again, Ray. We're going to use you all day. You right here. We're going to use all y'all, it don't matter. Who'd you say you had to get your water, food, and clothing from?
White man. White man. White man.
Now, that same white man, so-called white man, will do what? Hey. He will do what? And he
do
what?
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He said that same so-called white man will put a yoke of iron. A yoke of iron. Look, hold it for the sign for them too. A yoke of iron. Y'all see this? Because we don't want to keep the commandments of God, the Most High sent this so-called white man and Arab man. The Arab man played a part in your slavery too. And the Chinese man.
Right.
All of them put y'all in slavery.
Right.
They all had yokes of iron upon your neck in a hot ass day. Right. Serving. Y'all understand? Right. But we don't blame them. We blame ourselves because we don't want to keep the commandments. Right. That's why we came out here to tell them and pass them a flyer. But no, y'all reject the prophets because y'all don't give a damn about God. Put the sign down. Hey, bro. Come on, bro. Look, they always come.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
I want y'all to listen close. God said that he will put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he hath destroyed you as a people. We still here, so it's not talking about physical destruction. It's talking about you will be destroyed mentally.
That's
right.
Where
you will be calling yourselves African American. You be calling yourself black. You be calling yourself African.
Right.
But God does not call you that. He calls you Israelites. From the tribe of Judah. From the tribe of Judah. Who else came from the tribe of Judah? The black Messiah. The black Messiah. Did y'all know Jesus was black? You knew that. Where is it at? Huh? He don't feel like a white man. What white man you know that was hung? He was beaten. They spit upon his face, smote him, and said, "Who hit you?" You don't know any. I don't know any either because he was a black man. Now, before we go to Hebrews 7, we got to help them understand. Do y'all understand that y'all are the nation of Israel? Do y'all understand? You have a question? Is it pertaining to your nationality? Okay, go ahead.
My dad is a white man.
Your dad is a white man?
Yes.
Gotcha.
The question is, I still can identify as a descendant of Judah.
Numbers 1 and 18. We're going to show you. We're going to answer your question right here. We're going to answer your question right here. You say he's a white man. Gotcha. Go ahead. We don't go off our own opinion. We go off what the Bible says.
That's right.
The Bible says your nationality is determined by the house of your father. So, your mother, we have many of our people, many of our women sleeping with the other nations. But their kids will come out as the father is. So you have to do your own search of your fathers and check out who you may be. But if your spirit bears witness with these curses, you could be an Israelite. If your spirit bears witness with these curses, we don't cast nobody off initially just based off, because all of us can't go back 4 generations. You understand? But if you say he's a so-called white man, we can tell you this right here. Come on.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees. They declared their pedigrees.
Our forefathers in old times declared their pedigrees, their lineage, or their culture by what?
After their families, by the house of their fathers. By the house of their fathers.
By the house of their fathers. So your nationality, according to our records, is always determined by the house of your father. So back then, we would go like this. We would go, hey, I'm of the house of so-and-so of the house of Judah. You understand? We go all the way down to a nation like that. So you would have to do a search. But what we do, we don't try to condemn people off initially what they say, because we don't know. Our people really don't know. We are that destroyed as a people, where we cannot trace our genealogy. You understand? Now, Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Y'all all understand so far how to identify yourself as an Israelite. Now, Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Now that you identified yourself as Israel, what does the Lord God require of you? What does he want from you? Come on.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him.
That's a lot of words. Fear, love, a lot of words, right? Come on.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
And you got to serve him.
With all thy heart and with all thy soul.
How do you do that? How? How do you do that? We're going to get the answer right here. Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
How do you serve, love, and where's the other ones? It's a lot of them. Where's it at? Where's that?
Ways.
It says, yeah. Okay, read it. Yeah, yes. How do you walk in all his ways? How do you love him? How do you serve him? How do you fear him? Read verse 13 again.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
That's how you walk in his ways. That's how you love him. You understand? That's how you serve him. You cannot hug God. So what must you do? You must do what? Keep his commandments. Keep what he's written for you. You may not believe me. Give me John chapter 14 and verse 15. It's 15, right? Yeah, 15. Yeah.
14, 15. Yeah, 14, 15.
The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
If you love God, keep his commandments. You understand? That's why we don't dote about endless genealogies. We don't dote about all that stuff, because the true Israelites, the true people of God, are going to keep his commandments. If you are not an Israelite, you're not going to keep the commandments.
That's
Hey,
right.
officer, what is that, Baruch 3? Baruch, the heathen have never kept our statutes? Yeah.
Ezra's 30. 30.
Esdras?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Give me John 14, 15 again. Come on.
The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15.
Bring it up.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
It says, if you love him, keep his commandments. Verse 21.
Verse 24.
Verse 24. He that loveth me not, keepeth not my sayings. And the word which ye hear is not of mine.
It says, he that loveth me not does not keep his sayings. You see, that today's the Lord's Sabbath day, if you did not know. We're going to edify you today. Today is God's Sabbath day.
That's
On
right.
that Sabbath day, you're commanded not to cook, buy, sell, or do any manner of work.
That's right.
What are my people over there doing? They kicking it on the Lord's Sabbath day. They finished. Unless they repent, they finished. Huh? That's not a commandment. Give me 2nd Ezra 3.
You want to start at 35?
Give 2nd Ezra 3 and 35. You understand? They are kicking it on the Lord. They planning a damn jumping, what do you call that thing? A jumping palace? A bounce house on the Lord's Sabbath day? If Christ was, I'm telling you, if this was Moses' day, people would have got stoned. But we ain't out here to teach condemnation. We out here to teach repentance to the so-called black man. Y'all must repent. How do you repent? First you must remember who you are, and then turn back to your prior culture. You understand? We're not about to deliver to you your culture before slavery. Come on. Read this verse right quick. 3:35.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3 and verse 35. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight?
It says, when have the other nations not done some abominable things in your sight? The other nations, the so-called white men teach you can eat pork, you can eat crab, shrimp, lobster, and still receive salvation from so-called white man Jesus. They teach that. So Ezra is asking God, when have these other nations done righteous works before you? Read.
Or what people have so kept thy commandments?
What other people kept your commandments as the Israelites have? Because we were the only people given the commandments to keep.
That's right.
Understand, the Israelites are the only people given the commandments.
Bring it out.
Why? Because that's our culture.
Right.
And they took your culture. They took your culture. Your culture. They stole it and turned it to Judaism.
Bring it out.
A religion. Come on.
Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy commandments.
Who?
That Israel by name have kept thy commandments.
The only people that have kept God's commandments are the Israelites. Because we the only ones that were given them. You understand?
right.
Come on.
That's right.
But not the heathen.
Who?
But not the heathen.
The heathen, if you are a heathen, understand, sister, if you are a heathen, you will never keep the commandments. So I can teach you till dawn, till evening. At one point, you're going to say, to hell with these black people in purple, I'm not keeping no damn commandments. To hell with the commandments. That's what your spirit is going to tell you. But if you're an Israelite, something inside you is going to tell you, I have to keep the commandments.
That's right.
Now,
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. We have repented. How are you? How are you? People want to know who's the king.
Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.